The movie begins with an advertisement for a futuristic car brand named Monolith. The presenter from the advertisement states that the car is awarded as the safest car in the world and has a number of unique safety features. He claims that the car is extremely modern and has several features like unbreakable glass, strong tires, rigid body, and many more to keep its riders safe from every possible theft and damage. An AI-connected smartphone app is used to control all the features while being inside the car. A virtual assistant called Lilith helps to interact with the user interface of the car. In the next scene, we can see a mother carrying her kid inside the same AI car to his granny's home. While talking to the AI assistant, Lilith, we get to know that the mother's name is Sandra and her 2-year-old son is David. Her husband, Carl, is a pilot who could not join them due to his busy schedule. The car is so advanced that it can even detect the weight of the passengers inside the vehicle. Later, Carl calls them and informs that he is at the central airport after his duty and misses them a lot. Just then, someone knocks on the door and Carl says his goodbye and leaves. Meanwhile, David starts becoming fussy, so Sandra hands him her smartphone to keep him occupied. After some time, Sandra takes a halt at a gas station on the side of the road. She then takes David inside the washroom and changes his diapers while some girls are seen giggling. The gas station also has a supermarket where Sandra buys her son his favorite snacks. While paying at the counter, Sandra notices someone trying to break into her car outside. Instead of being worried, she just takes out her smartphone and locks the vehicle using the smart app. As Sandra is busy inspecting the situation, she doesn't even notice that David has been separated from her. After she realizes that David is lost, she screams and searches for him around the supermarket. She rushes outside and even calls a stranger assuming that David is with him. She seems to be totally freaked out until she finds David with the same 3 ladies whom she met earlier at the washroom. Sandra immediately puts David into her car and activates the vault mode feature. This disengages her from what's happening outside and she finally breathes a sigh of relief. After leaving the gas station, Sandra still has a long distance to drive until they reach her mother-in-law's house. Due to the long ride, Sandra feels bored and decides to call her childhood friend, Jessa, to check on her. Jessa receives the call and informs her that she is near the central airport at a hotel. She even tells Jessa that she has been staying at the hotel with Carl. Sandra is devastated at the revelation of her friend having an affair with her husband. She becomes so frustrated that she does not even bother to enter her mother-in-law's house after reaching the entrance. She continues calling Carl, but he doesn't pick up and pretends to be busy. Fed up with the lies, Sandra decides to take matters into her own hands and hence sets her journey to find Carl at the Central Airport in Los Angeles. On her way, a board shows that the distance to Los Angeles is about 320 miles. After a while, Lilith, the smart AI, mentions that a serious accident has taken place on the main highway, which will slow them down. She then suggests Sandra take the bypass road, which will save them a lot of time. However, the AI also mentions that the route is deserted and barely has any passengers. Sandra, who is adamant on confronting her husband, does not think twice and takes the alternative route. Later, it gets dark and Sandra starts to feel difficulty in driving the car. The fog on the way also intensifies, which affects her vision of the road in front. On her way, she finds no human settlements or any other vehicles. However, she finds an electrical substation located in the middle of nowhere. She glances over the place but soon drives away. The place is so deserted that the only beings present there are wild animals. Suddenly, a nervous Sandra loses her focus and crashes into a deer which was trying to cross the road. Because of the collision, David starts crying and like always, Sandra gives her smartphone to calm him down. She then immediately gets out to check on the animal but it appears to be almost dead. The deer is stuck below the front part of the car and because of it, Sandra is unable to move her car ahead. As Sandra is trying to figure out the situation, she forgets that she has left David alone in the car. Meanwhile, as David is playing with the cell phone, he accidentally opens the AI car app. He moves his finger around the opened app and without Sandra's notice, activates the vault feature of the car. This feature protects the passengers inside from all kinds of disturbances and danger. Sandra realizes the gravity of the situation and tries her best to open the door, but it's already too late. As Sandra is locked outside the car,